created a dark, twisted fairy tale, but can you tell me about your first reaction as you read the script?
It's audacious. Just thought it was audacious. I thought it was ambitious. Did want to check in on Jordan, see if he was all right. You know what I'm saying? I did feel that on set. Where certain days there's a scene when there's a horse that
It's so hard.
There's a horse a plastic horse, and he was doing that scene, and I was like, "You're a weird brother. Like, I don't know what's going on in your head, but this is distinct." So I just loved that. It was audacious. I loved that it was going for cinema, you know? It was going for like blockbuster, going for the big, and it's original. That's what I loved about it, the fact that people were actually, there's filmmakers out there at the top of their game that are taking risks and being vulnerable and just saying, this is what I think is cool, you know, as opposed to leaning on IP.
You know, this whole film is all about as ambitious a cinematic event as I've kind of planned so far in my career. And I tried to write a script that I didn't know how to pull it off. And then assemble a team to help me pull it off. It's just, this is one of these days and these weeks where it feels really good to be a director.
So both of your characters, they have such different moods, I would say, but they have also such a deep connection. So I really like that. It's a very, very mixed kind of feeling watching you performing. How did you both create your role for yourself, but also the chemistry between you? Because of course there's a very strong bond between you.
Created over time, through the process of rehearsals, and we met one another and we kind of talked, and we had a meeting. I remember first kind of like all together with Jordan, and it was a few hours, and we were just kind of talking about what we wanted to bring to it, kind of our different motivations, talking about that with the themes as well as our independent characters. And so, I obviously worked on my character independently, but then as an actor, you're collaborating not only with the director, but your other actors. And so I was also feeding off of Daniel, which was a lot of fun. And he's so easy to work with.
Yeah, it was quite a challenge because it's and I like the challenge, the fact that he doesn't talk a lot, and I say how do you carry a story, how do you communicate without speaking, and so a lot of it was doing horse riding. When I started learning how to horse ride at a certain level, you start going, if he's connected to the horse, there's a certain level of stillness. And then I hung out with Keke, got to know Keke, then me, Keke and Jordan sat down and then we was building the family history. Do you know what I mean? And what it means to us. And then when Keke was talking about Emerald and what it means, then you can find out where you slot in, because I felt Emerald was such the dominant personality, and also the personality was so much like her father, their father. So it was like, so he kind of feels not submissive, but kind of like, oh man, she's who I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? It's as if I'm supposed to be like my dad, but I'm not. So he found out where he would slot in, because I feel a lot of it, being the straight man, you're slotting in and supporting the Emerald, coming in with the energy. So a lot of that is kind of just feeding off each other, and so I just kind of vibed out with Keke, and Keke she's a giver, so it was great.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Here we go. No.
And what I like about the movie, and it's very exciting because the meaning, it's not 100% obvious, so you need to talk about what you have watched, the 2 hours of No. And I've heard so many and different kind of interpretations, and I like that, but I would love to hear what is, let's say, personal core meaning for yourself. What's in No? So what's your kind of interpretation without spoiling anything, of course?
There's a lot happening in No. So it's it keeps on. The more we talk about it in this press run, the more you guys can see it from a different lens and educate us on something, and then we go, we didn't even see that. Mm-hmm. So, but for me, when watching it, it's a lot of about exploitation, and attention. The attention was the big thing about going, our fascination with the bad miracle. It's it's quite dark, but say as if someone gets beheaded on the internet, people want to watch it, but it's a really dark thing to see, and that is that good for you? Is that good for your psyche to watch that? You know what I mean? It's always but because it's a miracle, you don't rarely see it. You want to be involved, you know, and especially with, especially we've seen with black boys, even people getting like murdered. Like, I mean, like everyone wants to look, you know what I mean? And it's like, is that good for us, you know? And then so that the attention of it and looking at things that don't feed you but want to take from you and capture you was something that came out for me.
Yeah, all of that, you know, the act of viewing can be very violent, you know, from the perspective of us viewing the spectacle and the spectacle viewing us. You know, it's kind of one of those things where you think it's what you want, but when it actually happens, it's kind of like a bad miracle. You know, fame, popularity, I think that's a big one that comes through for me, and the exploitation of the industry and its attention, its relationship with attention and what it does to the subject that it's looking at. Sometimes it can be quite exploitative.
You guys gonna tell me what's going on?
Hell no. There's something out here, and you're the only person in the world that can get it on film.
That cloud ain't moved an inch.
It's aliens. They're just waiting for the perfect time to shove metal probes up our asses.
I'll be rooting for you.
So tonight we're going to celebrate your movie here in Berlin. It's the first German audience who's about to see it tonight.
Amazing.
And so you're traveling a lot. You came from Italy. You have to travel so many countries. It sounds fun, but also very stressful. So what does kind of a press day and premiere night day mean to you? Do you have any routine, kind of premiere night routine? So being relaxed after all the stress.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Napping is key.
It sounds boring.
Yeah, you have to nap. We were on the plane yesterday. We both napped. We
fell out.
We was out. And it's also quite hot, so it's quite draining. So yeah, like napping, and then just like I love music, so just put music up, play music, like songs that I like, and then just get ready, just get your vibe up, make sure you have fun, make sure like just remember how amazing this is. Yeah, it's hard work, yeah, it's stressful, yeah, it's like hard on the body, you're flying to all these places, but we are so blessed to be like presenting a film that we believe in, like with people that we believe in, and we had a great time making it, and we're like carrying, like we just presented we're like the faces of the crew, you know, that made it.
And you were back in Berlin as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I worked in Berlin for about 5 months doing Berlin Station, about 5-6 years ago. Loved it. I was in Prenzlauer, and I used to always go to Mauer Park, and I had so much fun. So I'm very happy to be back. I went to the Monkey Bar, which is right down the street. So it feels very familiar to me. That was the first time that I'd ever really gone out of the country to a place so different. You know, other than that, I had gone to like Canada, which is very similar to America. You know, so when I went to Germany, I was kind of at first culture shocked, and then I just started to really fall in love. There is no place like Berlin, you know, in Europe or otherwise.
So you've got the best trip out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't
What's
even
going on tonight?
I know. I already said I'm rolling with Keke.
Where are Dan and Keke at the premiere? Now they're doing tours.
We're outside.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
buddy.
much. See you
Appreciate it.
later.
Take care.
Enjoy your nap.
Yeah.